Emily's heel caught on the marble floor, sending her backward into what she thought was an empty chair. It wasn't. And the man whose lap she'd just landed on? He had a reputation that made grown men weep. Emily's heel caught on the marble floor, sending her backward into what she thought was an empty chair. It wasn't. And the man whose lap she'd just landed on? He had a reputation that made grown men weep. But that moment was still 3 hours away. Right now, Emily Chen stood in front of 40 Korean executives at Hanjin Corporation, code switching so hard her jaw ached. As you can see from slide 7, our Q4 projections indicate a 23% increase in market penetration. Ms. Chen, interrupted Director Park, his tone sharp enough to cut. Can you explain this in simpler terms? Some of us aren't familiar with American corporate jargon. Emily's smile didn't waver, though her stomach twisted. She'd been in Seoul for 2 years. 2 years of translating her brilliance into bite-sized pieces for men who understood perfectly but enjoyed watching her perform. Of course, Director Park. What I mean is, she dumbed it down. Again. The presentation ended with polite applause that felt like pity. In the bathroom afterward, Emily stared at her reflection. Sleek hair pulled into a bun so tight it gave her headaches. Navy suit that cost a month's rent. Makeup carefully applied to look professional but not too much. She barely recognized herself. Her phone buzzed. Her friend Mina. Corporate training mixer tonight at the Shilla Hotel. Mandatory fun. Wear something that doesn't scream I want to die inside. Emily sighed. Another networking event. Another night of smiling until her face hurt. What she didn't know was that across Seoul a very different kind of meeting was ending. Dong-ha Lee sat at the head of a marble table surrounded by men who couldn't meet his eyes. So we're clear, he said quietly, his voice like silk over steel. The shipment arrives. Thursday, no delays, no excuses. Yes, Dong-ha Nim, they chorused. He dismissed them with a wave, watching them scramble out like roaches. At 35, Dong-ha controlled half of Seoul's underground. His name made politicians nervous and criminals obedient. People called him the Ice King, beautiful, untouchable, and cold enough to kill. His phone lit up. His cousin. Charity mixer tonight. Father says you need to be seen doing legitimate business. Don't embarrass the family. Dong-ha's jaw tightened. Another performance. Another night pretending to be civilized. He had no idea that in 6 hours, a woman with desperate eyes and a sharp tongue would literally fall into his life. And nothing would ever be the same. Have you ever felt like you're living two different lives? The version people see and the real you? Drop a comment below. The Shilla Hotel ballroom glittered like a jewelry box. Emily nursed champagne she didn't want, nodding at conversations she didn't care about. Mina had abandoned her 20 minutes ago to flirt with some tech CEO. Networking game, someone shouted. The crowd cheered. Emily groaned internally. Musical chairs, a woman in Chanel announced. Business edition, last one standing wins a meeting with Chairman Kwan. Before Emily could escape, hands pushed her into the circle. The music started, some remixed K-pop track. Executives circled chairs like wolves. Emily spotted her target, a leather chair near the back. The music built. She calculated distance, timing, trajectory. The music stopped. Emily lunged backward and missed. She landed on something warm, solid, definitely not a chair. Strong hands caught her waist, steadying her. The room went silent. Not quiet. Silent. Like someone had sucked all the oxygen out. I'm so sorry, I thought... Emily twisted to see who she'd landed on, and her words died. The man beneath her was beautiful in a way that felt dangerous. Sharp jawline, eyes so dark they looked black, lips curved in something that wasn't quite a smile. He wore all black, expensive, understated, but it was his expression that stopped her heart. He was looking at her like he'd just found something he'd lost. Stay. His voice was barely a whisper, but it wrapped around her like a command. I What? His hands tightened on her waist. Don't move. Emily's pulse hammered. Around them, people stared with expressions ranging from shock to terror. She caught fragments of whispers. That's Dong-ha Lee. Oh my god, she doesn't know. Someone should warn her? I really should get up, Emily managed. Should you? His thumb traced a small circle on her hip. Or should you stay and tell me your name? Every instinct screamed danger. But something about his eyes, the loneliness buried beneath the intensity, made her answer. Emily. Emily Chen. Emily. He said her name like he was tasting it. I'm Dong-ha, and you just became the most interesting thing that's happened to me in years. Emily finally stood, face burning. Dong-ha rose with fluid grace, still watching her with that unnerving intensity. I should... She gestured vaguely at nowhere. Have dinner with me. I don't even know you. You knew me well enough to sit on my lap. His mouth curved. I'd say we're past introductions. Someone laughed nervously. The crowd was watching them like a tennis match. Look, Emily lowered her voice. I don't know what just happened, but I don't do this. Random men, public scenes, whatever this is. This, Dong-ha stepped closer, voice dropping, is the universe being chaotic, and I don't believe in ignoring the universe. I believe in ignoring strangers with ominous reputations. She'd caught enough whispered warnings to know he was dangerous. Ominous? He looked genuinely amused. What have they told you? Enough to know I should walk away. But you won't. Watch me. She turned. His hand caught her wrist, gentle but firm. Emily, one dinner? Public? Place? You pick. If you hate it, I'll never bother you again. She should say no. Every cell in her body screamed it. But something in his eyes, the same loneliness she felt every morning in the mirror, made her pause. Why me? Because you looked at me like I was just a man. Not the Ice King, not Dong-ha Lee. Just someone you accidentally sat on. His honesty caught her off guard. Do you know how rare that is? Emily recognized that hunger. The desperate need to be seen, not as a title or role, but as a person. One dinner, she heard herself say. Tomorrow, I pick the place. Deal. He released her wrist, but something passed between them, an acknowledgement that they'd both just made a choice they couldn't take back. Mina materialized at Emily's elbow the second Dong-ha walked away. Girl, do you have any idea who that was? Emily watched him disappear into the crowd, her wrist still warm from his touch. Not really, but I'm about to find out. Emily chose a small restaurant in Itaewon, public, busy, safe. She arrived 10 minutes early wearing jeans and a leather jacket. If this was a mistake, she'd make it on her terms. Dong-ha arrived exactly on time, also in jeans. It made him look younger, less intimidating, almost normal. You look different, he said, sliding into the booth. So do you. Less crime lord, more human. He laughed, genuinely laughed. Crime lord? That's what the whisper said. Plus Ice King, dangerous, and my personal favorite, the man who makes politicians nervous. All true. His honesty was disarming. Does it scare you? Terrifies me, but I'm here anyway. They ordered. The conversation started cautiously. Surface things. Her job in analytics. His family business and acquisitions. Both dancing around truth. Then the restaurant's heater broke. We're so sorry, the owner apologized. Repair truck is coming, but it'll be an hour. We can move you... We'll wait, Dong-ha said smoothly. Bring us soju to stay warm. As the restaurant emptied, they huddled closer. The alcohol loosened tongues. Why Seoul? Dong-ha asked. Emily hesitated. Running away, honestly. Bad relationship. Needed to be someone new. Did it work? Some days. Others, I'm just performing a different version of hiding. She met his eyes. Why the family business? You don't seem like someone who'd choose this life. His expression shuddered. I didn't. My father was murdered when I was 19. Someone had to step up. By the time I realized what I'd become, it was too late to walk away. The raw pain in his voice cracked something open in Emily's chest. We're both hiding, she said softly, just in different ways. Maybe. He reached across the table, fingers brushing hers. Or maybe we just found someone who sees through the hiding. The heater kicked on suddenly. Neither moved their hands. This is dangerous, Emily whispered. I know. We should stop. Probably. Neither let go. When was the last time someone truly saw you? Not the version you perform, but the real you? Tell us below. Dongha drove Emily home through Seoul's glittering streets. She should have said no, but the soju and truth-telling had lowered her defenses. Stop here, she said suddenly. They were near Namsan Tower. He pulled over. Walk with me. It wasn't a question. They climbed the hill in silence until Seoul spread beneath them, a constellation of lights and lives. My father, Dongha started, voice rough, believed in honor. Old school Yakuza code? Protect your people, keep your word, never harm civilians. His partners didn't share his values. Emily listened, not interrupting. They killed him to take over, made it look like a rival gang. I was at Oxford when I got the call. His jaw clenched. I came home for the funeral and never left. Spent 2 years hunting down everyone involved. By the time I finished, he looked at his hands. I'd become exactly what my father tried not to be. You protected your people, Emily said quietly. I became a monster. You became what you had to become. She touched his face, turning him toward her. That's different. Is it? My ex, Emily said, told me I was too loud, too black, too American, too much. Her voice cracked. I believed him, shrunk myself until I disappeared, came to Seoul to rebuild, but I just built new walls. You're not too much, Dongha said fiercely. You're barely showing me anything, and you're already the most real person I've met. You don't know me. I know you laugh when you're nervous. I know you're terrified right now, but staying anyway. I know you see me, actually see me, and haven't run screaming. He pulled her closer. I know that scares you almost as much as it scares me. Emily's breath caught. This can't work. Your world, my life? I don't care. His forehead touched hers. For the first time in 16 years, I don't feel cold. Don't take that away yet. She should run. Instead, she kissed him. It felt like drowning and breathing at the same time. 3 weeks blurred together like a fever dream. Dongha showed Emily hidden Seoul. Rooftop gardens only locals knew. 24-hour street food vendors. Dawn at Bukchon Hanak village before tourists arrived. She showed him how to laugh at himself, how to exist without armor, how to just be. Tell me something true, Emily said one night, wrapped in his arms on her tiny apartment balcony. I think about you constantly. It's affecting my work. She laughed. Your criminal empire is crumbling because of me? Completely. He kissed her neck. My accountant asked if I was sick. Apparently I've been smiling. Horrifying. Your turn. Something true. Emily turned to face him. I'm falling in love with you, and it terrifies me. His breath caught. Emily, don't. She pressed fingers to his lips. Don't say it back unless you mean it, unless you're ready for what it means. He pulled her hand away, eyes burning with intensity. I've been in love with you since you sat on my lap and looked annoyed instead of afraid. I'm ready for anything if it means keeping you. He kissed her then soft, reverent, like she was something precious he was afraid to break. Snow started falling, rare for Seoul. They stood on the balcony catching snowflakes and laughing like children. Dongha lifted her, spinning until they were both dizzy. Stay with me tonight, he whispered against her lips. I'm not going anywhere. They made love slowly, desperately, like they were memorizing each other. Afterward, wrapped in tangled sheets, Emily traced the scar on his shoulder, knife wound from years ago. Does it hurt? She asked. Not anymore. He caught her hand, kissing her palm. Nothing hurts anymore. She should have known then. Happiness that bright always casts the darkest shadows. Emily was leaving work when she noticed the car. Black sedan, tinted windows, following her for 3 blocks. Her pulse spiked. She ducked into a cafe, hands shaking as she called Dong Ha. It went to voicemail. The cafe door opened. 2 men in suits entered, eyes scanning. Emily's breath stopped. Then Dong Ha's security materialized from nowhere, intercepting them. A brief, tense standoff. The men left. One of Dong Ha's guards approached her. Ms. Chen will drive you home. Boss's orders. That night, Dong Ha arrived at her apartment, expression darker than she'd ever seen. Who were they? Emily demanded. Rivals. They found out about you. Found out what? That I'm your girlfriend? Her voice rose. What does that even mean in your world, Dong Ha? It means you're a target. He exploded. It means every enemy I've made now knows the fastest way to hurt me is through you. So what? You just decide for me I'm in danger? Send guards without telling me? Yes. His control cracked. Because I can't lose you. I won't. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Emily's eyes filled with tears. You don't get to control my life. Because you're scared. Then what do you want me to do? Wait until they hurt you to prove I should have protected you? I want you to treat me like a partner, not a possession. I'm trying to keep you alive. I didn't ask you to. The words exploded out. I didn't ask for guards and danger and men following me. I asked for you, just you. But you come with all this violence and fear, and then maybe you should leave. His voice went cold, the Ice King returning. Maybe this was a mistake. You were right. My world, your life, they don't fit. Emily felt her heart crack. Is that what you want? What I want doesn't matter. What's safe for you matters. Don't do this. Don't push me away and pretend it's for my protection. Emily. He wouldn't look at her. Go. Before I'm selfish enough to let you stay. She grabbed her jacket with shaking hands. At the door, she turned back. You're wrong. You're not protecting me. You're just proving you're as scared of love as I am. The doctor closing behind her sounded like an ending. 5 days of silence felt like drowning. Emily went through motions. Work, home, sleep that wouldn't come. Her reflection looked hollow. Mina tried to help, but what could she say? Sorry your Mafia boyfriend broke your heart to keep you safe. On day 6, Emily stared at her phone. Dong Ha had handled the threat. She'd heard through Mina's connections. His rivals had been persuaded to leave Seoul. She was safe now, but he hadn't called. Screw this, Emily muttered. She'd run from love once before, let fear make her small. Not again. She showed up at Dong Ha's building at midnight. Security tried to stop her. Tell him Emily's here. Tell him I'm not leaving until he faces me. They made a call, nodded, let her through. Dong Ha opened his penthouse door looking wrecked, shirt wrinkled, hair disheveled, dark circles under his eyes. Emily! No. She pushed past him. You don't get to make decisions for me. You don't get to decide what I can handle. And you sure as hell don't get to break both our hearts and call it protection. You could have been killed. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Life is dangerous, Dong Ha. Loving someone is dangerous. She was crying now, furious. But I'm not asking you to make my life safe. I'm asking you to choose me anyway. I can't lose you. His voice broke. When I saw those men following you, when I realized I'd put you in danger just by loving you, Emily, I can't survive losing someone else I love. So you pushed me away first? She stepped closer. That's not protection, that's cowardice. And you're not a coward. I'm terrified of you. The admission cracked out. You make me want things I can't have. A normal life, a future, You make me want to be the man my father hoped I'd be. Then be him. Emily took his face in her hands. Be scared, be terrified, but be scared with me. Let me choose this, choose you, knowing exactly what it means. It means danger. It means love. Her forehead touched his. Real, messy, dangerous love. And I'm choosing it. I'm choosing you. So stop being noble and just let me love you. Dongha's control shattered. He pulled her into his arms, holding her like she might disappear. I'm sorry. God, Emily, I'm so sorry. Say it, she whispered. Say you choose me too. I choose you. Every time, always. 6 months later, the Shilla Hotel was hosting another corporate event. Emily walked in wearing confidence like armor, burgundy dress, natural hair, and glorious coils. Dongha's hand at her back. Nervous? He murmured. Not even a little. They'd spent 6 months building something real. Dongha was slowly legitimizing his business, his father's dream finally realized. Emily had launched her own consulting firm. It wasn't perfect. They still fought about his overprotectiveness. She still got scared when he came home tense from meetings. But they chose each other every single day. Oh, look, Amina appeared, grinning. It's Seoul's most dangerous power couple. Emily laughed. Please, we're very respectable now. You literally made a grown man cry in a contract negotiation last week. He tried to lowball me, that's just business. Dongha pulled Emily closer, pride in his eyes. She'd stopped shrinking, stopped performing. The woman who'd accidentally landed in his lap had bloomed into someone unstoppable. Musical chairs, someone announced. Emily and Dongha locked eyes. Memory sparked between them. That moment that changed everything. Want to play? He asked, voice low. Only if I can aim for your lap again. He led her to the circle. The music started. But when it stopped, instead of lunging for a chair, Emily sat deliberately on Dongha's lap. The room erupted in knowing laughter. He wrapped his arms around her waist, lips at her ear. Stay. Emily turned, kissing him softly. Always. She thought about that scared woman from 6 months ago. The one terrified of being too much, of wanting too deeply, of loving someone dangerous. That woman had been so small, so afraid. Now? Emily Chen loved a reformed crime lord, ran her own empire, lived loudly, loved fiercely, refused to apologize for taking up space. Thank you, she whispered against Dongha's lips. For what? For catching me when I fell. His smile was devastating. Thank you for landing on me. They kissed again, and Seoul glittered around them. A city of second chances, unexpected love, and two people brave enough to choose chaos over safety, love over fear, together over alone. Love isn't about finding someone safe. It's about finding someone worth the risk. Who in your life is worth fighting for? Drop their name below and tag them. Let's celebrate love that's brave enough to be real.